Now we need to determine the center and the radius of a circle, and this equation is given. So let's begin with the equation of a circle. So here we have half x squared plus y squared plus x times cosine theta plus y times sine theta minus 4 equals to 0. Now what we'll do, we have a coefficient half multiplied to that of x squared plus y squared. We're going to multiply throughout with 2 to get rid of the coefficient half. So we get x squared plus y squared plus 2 times cosine theta multiplied to x. So this is going to be the coefficient of x, and the coefficient of y will be 2 times sine theta times y minus 2 times 4. That's going to be equals to 8. Now the reason why we multiply throughout with 2, because we wanted to write the equation in the general form. So let's first specify the general form of a circle, and once we have the general form, then we'll be able to find out the center and the radius. So let's say we have a circle which is centered at C and it has a radius of r. The general form of the circle is given by this equation: x squared plus y squared plus 2 times gx plus 2 times fy plus c equals to 0. Here g, f and c are constant. Then we can define the center of the circle as negative half times coefficient of x. This is going to give us the x coordinate, and the y coordinate will be negative half multiplied to the coefficient of y. So the coefficient of y is simply 2 times f. And the radius can be found out by this particular equation, which is r equals to square root of negative half coefficient of x squared plus negative half coefficient of y whole squared, and from it we are going to subtract the constant term c. Now that means we can use the general form of our equation, and from it we can extract the coefficient of x. So this is going to be 2 times cosine theta. Coefficient of y, so that's going to be 2 times sine theta. And we also have the constant term c, so this value is equals to negative 8. Now let's find out the center first. So our center of the circle will be given by, so our x coordinate is negative half times coefficient of x. So that's 2 times cosine theta, comma the y coordinate, so that's going to be negative half times coefficient of y, so it's 2 times sine theta. Solving this, we get negative cosine theta, comma negative sine theta. So we have found out the center of a circle. So let's note that our center of a circle comes out to be negative cosine theta, comma negative sine theta. Next task will be to find out the radius of a circle. So we'll use this particular equation. So the radius is going to be equals to square root of, we have to take negative half times coefficient of x. That means negative half times coefficient of x, that's 2 times cosine theta. And we have to square the result, add it to negative half times coefficient of y, that's 2 times sine theta. Square the result, and from it we're going to subtract a constant value. Our constant value is negative 8, so we have negative of negative 8, that makes it positive 8. So this will be equals to square root of, so half and 2 gets cancelled, leaving us with negative cosine squared cosine theta, and we have to square it, so that gives us cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta plus 8. Now we know that cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta, there's a standard identity with a value equals to 1. So that means we have underneath the square root 1 plus 8, which is 9, and square root of 9 is simply 3. Now that means the radius of the circle is 3. Hence, we have successfully found out the center as well as the radius of the circle, whose equation is given by this particular form.